Hi guys, I want to go over citations with you and then possibly some other resources you could use to help finish your project today. So talking about how to do a citation, an online citation. It is the basic format for pretty much anything you're going to use. I did not limit you to databases this time. You are allowed to use the free web, just with caution. Make sure that you are using credible sources. So I am going to share with you the British Library. This is a really good resource, and here I just needed some information on background on cap gardens. So I'm looking up the British idea of a garden. So I've got online gallery, the British Library here, and here's all of my information. Copyright date. So how do I put all this together? Because I don't technically have an author. Well, in this case, I do have the creator of the photograph. So I'm going to switch to this Word document here. And we're going to type it out, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Even though we've done this a couple times in class before, I just want to review for you. So in this case, the photograph is by a man named Fritz Kapp. So we're going to do last name, comma, first name, period. The title of the photograph is called Small Garden House. And I'm just typing exactly what it's telling me here. Period always goes inside of your quotation marks. So we have, whoops, got a typo there. All right, so we have the author, we have the title of the piece. Now we need the title of the source. So in this case, it is British. Boy, I'm all thumbs today. British Library online gallery. Okay. And that's actually going to be italicized because that is the title of the source. Okay. And then I have 1904 is an actual date of the painting. And then because it is an online source, of course, we do have to have the URL. So if you notice, I've typed all the way to the end of the sentence. I'm going to copy and paste my URL in there. But because we're doing MLA, we have to have it double spaced, and it does have to be indented. So if you're having trouble getting that second line to indent, remember, put your cursor in front of it, hit return, and then you will be able to actually move it down. Then we have the access today date. So today is the day that I looked it up. So I would put 20 APR, whoops, period, 2020. Okay, and that is the basic information for an online source. So if you don't have an author, so say you have something that's written anonymously, or you don't have an author, you would just skip it and then go to the next piece of information. So the basic formula is always author, last name, so we'll do this, author's last name, comma, first name, title of article, period, title, oops, of source, copyright date, URL, and accessed date, colon, and then it would be number, month abbreviated, 2020. Okay, remember everything after the first line is indented, and it should be double spaced. Okay, and so I want you to follow that formula for any sources that you have. If you need more help, you can always log on and ask me, or you can look at the link for Purdue OWL, and I'll put that on Classroom as well. Please make sure when you are citing parenthetically that you are using the last name and the page number, just like that, at the end of the notes and within your presentation as well if you're doing a PowerPoint. If it doesn't have an author, then you would put the actual whole title of the article in parentheses. Okay? Just like it looks there, and then the page number. And if it only has one page, then it's a 1. And the screens count, full screens count as a page. So you should have page numbers on everything that you're doing. Okay? Let's look at the samples that I gave you on Google Classroom. And I just wanted to go through and show those to you real quickly. So going into our Google Classroom, if you go down and look at your sample annotated notes, right? You'll notice that I have the citation underneath the first section of notes. These are the dates of when the theater was built, and then here again is the source for the theater. Then you have Shakespeare's Theater. These are all different sources. Now, if your grouping of notes actually comes from one source, then you can put that at the bottom after your notes. But otherwise, every time you switch, and here we did the same thing here. Every time you switch information, then you have to cite that separately, okay? And make sure you have the page number as well as the source. And here I have annotated notes. We have everything. The annotation just means that you're citing your notes. And then we have a separate works cited page that goes in alphabetical order. Okay, very important there. You're only answering those 5 questions. Now, if you notice that, we had all this information in the notes. So if you do the notes first, the presentation is really easy because you can pick and choose and see that you can copy that information into your presentation with pictures. You do have to cite your images as well. So make sure that you do that, otherwise it will result in a 0. But if you notice, we've got a lot of the same information right here in our presentation. And it's much easier if you do the notes first and then go and do the presentation. So if you look, again, we have all of our citations on our slides. We have our picture citations. So the pictures, it's okay if you use the URL, or you can number them and do a credits page at the end. But just put the URL right under the picture if you need to. That's absolutely fine. And you're going to be using a variety of sources because you do have to know modern information as well as ancient information. And there's some really good sources on this particular presentation too. Okay, so we have every slide answering all those questions. They even put a fun facts one on here to reiterate what they did. And then you have your works cited also on the presentation. Now, you don't have to do it this way. You can just talk through it and use your notes, and that's fine too, as long as you're showing me pictures and things like that. And that's uploaded by tomorrow night at midnight. Please make sure that if you have any questions about this, that you are emailing me or letting me know. And the hard copy of the notes does need to be submitted to Google Classroom. So make sure that those hard copy of those notes are submitted to Google Classroom. Also, check out any other, I'm gonna make a list of usable sources that might be a helpful reference to you for today. Please, again, let me know if you have any questions.